I used the brass brush on my Dremel type machine, which is not giving up the ghost, but the bearings are starting to go a little bit, and I just cleaned that out with that, and obviously that's fairly shiny. It's not spotless again, but it's fairly close. This is what I use. Don't use this if you're ever going to paint any cars. It's just double D silicone spray. It's a clear silicone. It's used for lubricating and waterproofing rubber parts. all over the camera, and it cleans out all the leftover bits of rust. And in the same time, it also lubricates all of the internal parts when I want to put it back together. And hopefully I got that on camera. And it gives a nice shine on the outside. I haven't cleaned the outside this bit up at all, but it's better than WD-40 cleaning, and it's also $3.99 a bottle, but it leaves a lovely glossy shine on because it is purely clear liquid. Now, I used this bit to clean the ball bearings, but you'll see there's two ball bearings in this, and one of them is quite badly pitted. I haven't got a replacement, so I'm just going to use it. It's been cleaned up a little bit. I have had the lock together already, and it's working fine. It's just got a few holes in it. I'm going to put it on this side because this side is not as important as that side. That's the side that it was in and it was getting stuck. This I haven't been able to get nice and shiny, which I would like. Smooth it off a little bit with some finer sandpaper. That's got the front face nice and shiny. Now that sits over the lock like so, that way up. So this bit's visible, but only through that keyway. So I'm not too bothered about the outside, although I will show you how I've cleaned the inside, the outside as well. Now I don't know how the chaps down there do it, but basically the only way I found to do this is pop the hasp in, which still gets stuck even though there's nothing in there. It'll actually support its own weight. So I have a feeling when there's been hit with a sledgehammer it's slightly warped it. So what I had to do was, long side is on this side, drop the ball bearing in, get it into that hole, and use the long screwdriver, push it in until the hasp lifts up. And then turn it over, not too far, drop the ball bearing down the middle and pop it in that side. And then it sits in a little groove at the bottom. I shall show you if you can see it. You've got one ball bearing on that side and the other ball bearing is on that side. Might be a bit bright because of the torch. Oops, I dropped the ball bearing out that side. Basically I just lift that one in with the screwdriver into that little hole on the side. Oop. And then you've got to pop this in so that the ball bearings go into these grooves here, like that. If you give it a quick push down, in theory you shouldn't be able to. You should be able to open this, and the ball bearings shouldn't fall out, and the hasp shouldn't come out all the way either because of that larger flat bit on the bottom. Now this is where I had fun last time, because this is currently locked, and that is not. So I stupidly put this in the hole and didn't think about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in the hole with the key in, and I'm going to turn it to the unlock position, which is there, and then I'm going to lock it, if I can. That way it's locked and this is in its right place, and I haven't got the key in the place. Now I dropped it on the floor again, that's what I did last time. This needs to sit in that way up, which is to line the keyways up. You can see that. It's got a little notch out of it there, and a little bump that sticks out, and that little bump sticks into the bottom of the keyway there. So I shall try and keep my hands out of the way because I do have a habit of doing that. So that's that lined up. Give this a quick clean up on the outside. This is a 800 grit wet and dry sandpaper, and it's just enough to get a nice shine on things, but not enough to take the actual main part of the metal off. Obviously I haven't cleaned this bit properly. Now, what I'm going to do is pop this on here, and you will notice that it's now flush. Now, when I first did this, obviously I had that key in the locked position, and I put it in, and it was up by that much, and I was thinking, what the hell's wrong with that? And I suddenly twigged, but 2 seconds later, that it's still locked. So, turn that, pull the hasp out. The screw is as clean as I can get it. It's could be a little bit cleaner, but there's no real rust on it at all. It's just a little fine coating. Pop it down the hole, find my special screwdriver, which is a PZ3, and as you're screwing it pulls the outer cover in, and give it a final nip up, and that's it. Lock rebuilt. One final spray just to get the ball bearings lubricated up. A little spray in there, which is where you're meant to spray it for the lock, and that's nice and slippery now. Obviously we'll keep on pulling little bits of those sort of very, very fine particles out, but if you watched the video from previously, this lock was a nightmare to get the key out of. It used to lock up and ball bearings used to get caught. Now you can turn it, pull the key out, it unlocks straight away. So that's the video for that. I'm going to make a quick clean up the outside. I am going to be giving it a quick sand around this area where the nickel plating has come off. There's a little bit of rust along there. Now I've had that problem at the top here where the nickel plating is all peeled up here. You can still see the edge of it. And basically all I've done is use the Dremel and sanded that down so it's not got any sharp edges. This side the nickel plating had to come all the way off on the tops, and the nice metal underneath is alright. Will need looking after, otherwise it'll go rusty. Thank you very much. Keep it legal, lads. Notice everyone says that. Bye for now.